Hi, my name is Blake Holland. I have a borderline personality disorder. I was diagnosed with that in 2000. I had a lot of problems throughout my life. I had a lot of problems stopping drinking with my black and white thinking, and I didn't really have a lot of mindfulness, and I wasn't really aware of what always going around with me. So I took a course. It's called Dialectical Behavior Therapy, and what they're looking for is how it changed my life. Well, my life wasn't all that great sometimes because it was a lot of black and white thinking. I really couldn't hold a job. I had trouble at school. I just couldn't regulate my emotions. Had bouts of anger, a couple of psychotic outbursts when I got into a situation, and sometimes I just couldn't function. Sometimes I ended up in bed, closer to the after the two car accidents when I was 19. That screwed me up for about 6 years, and then in 2000 I got rear-ended, and then I came back with some post-traumatic stress. So most borderliner people have post-traumatic stress. They have addictions. 80% of people with the borderline personality disorder addiction. 80% of them have a IQ over 130, and what came out is in 2000 my IQ was lower than average, and my emotional intelligence was about a 12-year-old. I was mostly impaired by my emotions. I couldn't function. So when I can't think straight and I have like stuff going around in my head, I could actually say it would sound like if you took 12 stereos, you put them in one room, and then you put them on different stations and turn them on full blast. That's how I could think sometimes. It was, I just couldn't think straight. So basically, I managed to get sober in 2014, July 23rd. This time I managed to stay sober this time, because it was always, I'd drink for a while and then I'd stop, and it did get worse as it went along. So basically what I took was, it's called Dialectical Behavior Therapy. That's the advanced copy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the pages, because apparently in the Niagara region it's 19 months waiting period for someone to take this. I went to Toronto. I was lucky. I took 2 basic dialectical, like DBT courses, and then I took an advanced DBT course, and I also took a trauma course, which between the trauma course and the DBT, I started understanding a lot more about myself. Now there's 9 different types of intelligence. Now when I have like an emotional regulation problem here, I'm going to have a problem with my interpersonal relationship, understanding yourself, what you feel, and what you want. When I'm always thinking, my mind's racing, I'm not thinking clearly, I can't make decisions. Well, this is a big impairment here. And then finding the right words to express what you mean. When I'm in a situation where I'm all emotional and my emotions are going from one extreme to the other, because basically once my emotions start getting out of hand, it impairs my intelligence or my thinking, logical part of your brain. So when that's impaired, I can't think straight. Make a lot of crazy decisions. Basically, the coordinating your mind with your body. Another one here is sensing people's feelings and motives, interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal. The problem with that is that I would never understand what people would say, because I was living in my emotions all the time. So someone would say something, and one day it would be, I don't know, mean one thing. I just didn't understand a lot of things. And then tackling questions: why we live, why we die, existential, and then logical, mathematical, musical. A lot of people that have emotion regulation problems are very artists, like naturalists. Understanding, living things, and then this is about visualizing the world in 3D, which is when you're trying to do things that helps a lot. So basically, what happened was I recovered from my emotional problems a lot. So basically, they say I'm a very intelligent person now. I didn't say that in 2000 because I was impaired. I couldn't think straight. So now I don't have all the mind racing and chatter and all that kind of stuff. So I can think things out and reason them out. So basically what I learned with the DBT was, with the emotion control regulation, I could understand myself, because I didn't really know how I felt before this, because I sit there like, what emotion am I feeling? You know, and it would be going from one extreme to the other and all over the place, so sometimes I would sit there, I wouldn't even know how I'm feeling, and then also like, you know, like I almost have to set an alarm, you know, when it's time to eat, because I get busy, I forget to eat. Not really knowing about myself. And then finding the right words to express myself. Well, it was very hard, because a lot of times when people would put me in a situation where I would get angry, I never really knew if I was going to, you know, even have a psychotic outburst or start yelling and screaming. I didn't really have control over that, you know, most of the time. So now, I mean, I can speak to someone without getting upset or, you know, figuring, I don't know, that's just kind of, I didn't really know how to communicate. And also the sensing others people's and motives interpersonal. Well, basically, having emotion control regulation, I can feel other people's feelings more so than so they say, more than other people. Like that's why a lot of the people that have the borderline are in the health field. They feel more feelings about other people. They can feel when people are hurt. They're more you know, empathetic. Basically, that's what happened. So basically, I've, you know, mostly recovered from my depression, because that was a big part of it. So, and I understand when I was depressed, it also makes me excessive compulsive, which has to do with depression causes anxiety. So the excessive compulsive was part of when I was trying to stop drinking. Well, when I got depressed, you know, my excessive compulsive would be out of hand. Like I'd have to check the door sometimes 5 times to make sure it's locked. When the truck, oh wait a minute, it's locked again. So I got pneumonia last year, and I was really feeling okay. My mind was always clear, and basically I got depressed. So I asked my doctor, like, what does excessive compulsive have to do with depression? So that's my understanding of it. So that's the problem, I think. One of the problems I had of changing the way I want to do things is I was living in a, you know, when I'm not regulating my emotions and I'm an emotional mind, I'm very impulsive.